Hello and welcome to episode 25 of I Will Cast Anything. We're here on Antiga Shipyard for a PvZ. The red Protoss player spawning in the top position is Fluffy. This is the second replay he sent me. And the blue Zerg spawning in the right hand position is StuntManMick. Fluffy is in Platinum League in Europe now. I think he was only in gold the last time he sent me a replay, so he's been moving on up. And StuntManMick is in gold in the European region. Popping down the pylon on top of this ramp here. Getting ready to build some early defenses to prevent any Zerglings being able to get up into his base or his natural expansion. Extractor tricking out an overseer there is StuntManMick, just maximizing his production. And a drone scout coming out. And we'll wait to see if he's going to go hatchery first here, or if he's going to drop down that spawning pool. Probe scout is out as well, and here comes that forge. So we've got forge, cannon, gateway over here. Have a nice wall off. Stop those nasty little Zerglings from being able to get in, and also deny scouting information. Where's that spawning pool? There it is. So not hatch first, but I expect a pretty early expansion anyway from that spawning pool timing. Trying to hide the drone, but the probe has sniffed him out. Not much he can do though. Wandering around aimlessly. Forge is up and finished. Spawning pool is just about to finish. Here comes that hatch. And here comes that nexus. Almost identical timings for the two expansions there. And Fluffy getting ready to stick some more buildings in his wall. Here comes that cannon. And here comes the first queen for StuntManMick. Get larva injecting, and also chase this drone, which is only just arriving at the right corner of the map. This probe even. It's going to arrive and just get the barest of scouting. It's going to scout this gas timing here, which is useful. And then the queen is going to pop, and it will have to run away. There's still a drone being chased by a probe inside Fluffy's base. And it's going to stay up here for quite some time. Two gateways coming down to finish this wall. And a pylon there, leaving just this one little gap. Oh, it did that. I think while I was not paying attention, that drone got chased down into the range of the cannon and zapped into oblivion. Meanwhile, natural expansion is up for StuntManMick. Second and third queens are on the way, and Zerglings, many Zerglings, chomping their way across the map. But this wall off is about to be finished, and this drone is blocking the only way through. Drone, probe. So there's no way in. Looks like StuntManMick might knock on the front door. No, he's not. He's just going to leave this Zergling here. Second cannon coming up. This is a very solid standard wall off here, and once that zealot pops, it will be put down in this gap right here to stop any Ling run by. It's actually a tiny bit risky leaving it unblocked for that long, but I don't think he's going to fall terribly afoul of it. Roach Warren has been put down by StuntManMick, so we see a little bit about what his early unit choices are going to be. And here comes a nice big wave of roaches. Cybernetics core coming down, so two gateways in this wall rather than gateway and a cybernetics core. +1 upgrades coming from the forge. And I expect to see warp gate come pretty much the moment that cyber core finishes. Don't make me look like a fool, Fluffy. There it is. Looks like a Zergling did come and knock on the front door, checking on the state of the cannons as these roaches are making their way across. and knowing what knocking on the door means, 2 stalkers coming out immediately from Fluffy, chrono boosting heavily on that +1 weapons research. He's going to have one zealot hold position in the wall, and the other one is going to come out here and get murdered by roaches. Deary, deary me. That is a shame. 2 stalkers are about to pop though, and another cannon going down behind this wall. This single zealot won't last long against these roaches. Here come the cannon fires, here come the 2 stalkers. Warp gate research isn't done yet, so it's not going to be easy to get new units in. One of the cannons has gone down, and that zealot has just barely survived. And some roaches have died as well. And StuntManMick is forced to flee. He's taking a 3rd base behind this, so using this early pressure to expand in a very, very clever way. Lots of gas going down and more gateways coming down for Fluffy. He's going defensive. 2 gateway and a robo taking gas at his natural expansion, rebuilding that cannon. +1 has finished up for him, so he's got a good upgrade advantage, but he's going to go against a player who's got 3 bases. Good army of roaches with Ling speed on the way for StuntManMick, and a narrow supply advantage at the moment. These stalkers are just scouting around, making sure there's nothing untoward going on up here. Good pylon placement will allow Fluffy to warp in onto the low ground, and he is going to take out this barrier. Probably suspects that this 3rd base has been put down. Wave of Zerglings is training by StuntManMick. See if he tries to do anything with that. Getting that warp prism out to allow him a bit of map mobility. He has been sort of contained here a little bit by that roach play. So getting that warp prism will allow him to move out onto the map, get into unusual corners, do unusual things. Layer check and double evolution chamber from StuntManMick. So consolidating his early lead at this point. Probably doesn't know yet that he's behind. +1 upgrades to basic attack, but he'll catch up pretty quickly with double robo. Here come some warp-ins, plenty of stalkers, and an immortal is coming out of that robo. And we do see a warp prism drop in preparation, but there are plenty of overseers out here. 4 sentries go down. I'm going to try and wall off against these Zerglings, but that is an awful lot of Lings. It's a dangerous game to play. He picks up. I don't think he did much damage there. Looks like he may have lost a sentry, in fact, out of the 4 that were in there. See what else he can do. Robotics Bay coming down as well for Fluffy, so potentially going to go Colossus in the not too distant future. Oh, he's dropped inside the main, walled off the Zerglings down there, and he's starting to warp in stalkers. This is quite a clever little harass. Can he take out a queen? There's a lot of roaches coming. He is going to take out a queen. He is going to take out these roaches. He's got 3 sentries, nearly out of energy though. Those Zerglings are about to get up here, so he's going to have to pick up, just focusing on taking down those Zerglings now. Keeping those force fields up. Here come more sentries. Oh, but it's too late. And now there's a lot of roaches up in here. Those force fields will help, but this sentry force is going to clean up. It's been pushed away from the warp prism, so it can't be picked up. Taking out some workers now. Will there be more warp-ins? No, it looks like Fluffy is going to cut and run. And StuntManMick seems to be attacking his own base by accident here. No, he's noticed 8 workers killed by Fluffy in that attack, and now he's come back here and he's going to warp in at this hatchery, try and take it down while it's undefended. Good harassment here. We do see Colossus and extended thermal lance training, and we see a Nidus network from StuntManMick. So now it's StuntManMick who's having to go a little bit creative to try and bust out, having been contained a little bit with this good harass. Finally a 3rd base is coming down, but an infestation pit is also coming for StuntManMick. Fluffy has a narrow supply lead now, but has lost more in battle. This game is still pretty close. Neither player able to establish themselves in complete dominance just yet. Both players transitioning now from their early armies to a more mid-game unit composition. Will this Nidus network be used? Could potentially see infestors going into the Nidus network. Oh, and another warp-in's going on here. They'll take out that queen pretty easily, I would imagine. But look at all these roaches coming in. That is bad news for those zealots. The warp prism has run away and will not be able to rescue them, and these zealots are probably going to die. There goes one. Here come more roaches. Oh dear. Oh, and the warp prism comes back at the last second. A daring rescue. Manages to save 3 of the zealots, and a good force being built up. 3 more gateways coming down as this third finishes up. A ton of cannons. Oh, here come some zerglings. Not a terribly big force, but lots of roaches backing them up, and Fluffy is being cautious. If he loses a fight now, he's in big trouble. But the same goes for StuntManMick. Baneling nest coming. No infestors yet being trained, and that Colossus count is starting to push up there. Fluffy has got 2 already. Extended thermal lance is finished. So roaches are going to be of limited use. With these out here, infestors and banelings could change that situation. More drops. More zealots go in. Looks like they mostly killed some zerglings there. Not having a huge impact with these drops, but keeping his opponent busy. Has lots of warp gates now, getting warp prism speed even, along with more Colossus and a Stargate and another Robo. So lots and lots of Colossus coming in. Here comes Spire and Baneling speed and Burrow. Still no infestors being trained. Lots of buildings and tech going up for StuntManMick at the moment. He's happy holding the map with his Roach-Ling combo for now. But it looks like we might see Broodlord Infestor in the not too distant future if he does go up to Crater Spire. Here comes a probe from Fluffy. Is he planning on expanding again at this point in time? Would be a bit greedy. He is going for Twilight Council to continue to work on those upgrades. I think we might see he might just be scouting for any extra bases. Nope, we're going to see a ton of pylons go up back here, so an insurance location perhaps for Fluffy, just in case things go south in the late game. He's bringing out another warp prism. Can be useful for backing up an attack, and now the first wave of infestors comes, and pathogen glands, and +1/+1 from StuntManMick. So aggression coming in the not too distant future. Meanwhile, more warp-ins are going on. This one I think has been a bit more effective. Not any more workers killed though. Trying to go after this Spire. That's a lot of warp-ins. This could be dangerous. Is he going to be able to get this Spire? He won't have to worry about Broodlord Infestor. The Spire has to be rebuilt before it can even be morphed into a greater Spire. The Nidus Worm is going up though. It's being put up in the base of Fluffy. But he's noticed it very quickly. Here come these Stalkers, and they take it down. Very nicely done. Meanwhile, this warp-in has taken down the Spire. So that has put a huge dent in StuntManMick's plans. Fluffy has a supply lead now as well, so he's gotten back in this game. And he's doing pretty well now. StuntManMick coming out to scout this third base position. We'll just hang out here and see if Fluffy moves out, and he is moving out with a small force of Stalkers, but mainly just sitting on his big gaggle of Colossi at the moment. 3 finished, 2 more on the way. He's going to be up to 5. Here comes another warp-in. And here come a lot of Zerglings, and the infestors come in. Oh no, big fungal growths. Everything dies. And a second warp-in potentially. StuntManMick is taking a 5th expansion, so not the 4th expansion even, so 4th base rather, 3rd expansion, 4th base. So not thinking about being aggressive as of this moment, but he is being harassed pretty effectively here. Keeps having to dance his army back and forth between his base. These warp-ins are only getting bigger and bigger as Fluffy has more and more bases to work with. Can he take down this layer while it's morphing into the hive? He's got a lot of zealots. They've got +1 attack. The roach is repositioning at not the greatest time, and it dies. That is really bad news for StuntManMick. And speaking of harass, Dark Spire is coming down. StuntManMick immediately morphing a layer on his second hatchery, but that is a big, big blow that's just been struck. Blink is about to finish up, plus 2 weapons is about to finish up. More scary, scary colossi are about to finish up. He's going to be up to 7, Fluffy, already. This is huge. There might have been an abortive Nidus network attempt there, or maybe he was just forgot to unload his army earlier on. And those insurance pylons were put down to make sure nothing went on here, and now Fluffy is taking that 4th base as well. So both players on 4 bases. Looks like Zergling's running around. Oh, pause. There for a second. And Fluffy's maxed out. And he's moving in. And StuntManMick has got to worry a little bit here. He's infested with repetition. Here come a lot of banelings, good fungals, but the banelings are force fielded off very nicely by Fluffy. Here come a lot of infested Terrans, but that is a sign of desperation. Blinks in, murders. Here come a ton of roaches. StuntManMick gives the GG.